Welcome to Open Mind Industries Podcast, The Mind Unleashed. Sit back, relax, and unleash your mind. Hey guys, welcome to episode 30! Yeah, we did it. Well, I did it. You guys came along. It's going to be a fun one. Yeah, let's get ready. This is going to be the last hour that I am 31 years old. Let's start. Let's do it. As we always do, let's give a few shout out to my supporters. The first one is going to be the ride sharing app. Use Lyft. The ride code is going to be TUMP for $5 off your first ride with Lyft. Our second supporter is going to be Weiss Productions. If you are in the Orlando area, DeLand, Florida, wherever in Florida, Weiss does videography, weddings, all that good stuff. He's offering some really good package deals. When you book your next project with him, he will give you guys 20% off. Use our code OMI. You can also log onto our Facebook page. The offer is up there also. And a new one is going to be happening. Dine Art Studio is going to be changing his name very soon. We got a notice last night for aerial shooting. So if you're looking for drone shooting stuff like that, please check out Daniel Weisenberg. If you're doing residential shootings like that, use our code OMI. He'll give you 5% off when you book your next project with him. Daniel's going to be changing his name very soon. He just gave us all a quick warning for about 3 months. Dine Art Studios will be dying out. I'll still have the domain name. And then the company will now be named Cinematic Aerial Photography or something like that. So once I get all that in the books, I will give you guys the best, idea of what's going on. Anyway, guys, welcome to episode 30. We did it. I didn't think we'd get here. Holy shit, it's been a while. A lot's been going on. The new printers are here. My 31st year on planet Earth is finally coming to a completion. I'll be turning 32 in about another 55 minutes. February 14th, I was born in 1986. I was born in upstate New York. And this, it's a crazy one. I think I'd be doing a fucking podcast talking about 3D printing, open-minded stuff, gaming in general, and just 3D stuff in general, like just enjoying what a company's supposed to be doing. But yeah, I wanted to really get connected to it and give you guys, I just wanted it to be a really fun thank you episode to everybody who's helped support and get me moving and grooving, and who uses our links, the Amazon links, our Patreon, shit like that, who helps us out with that. So this week, the 3D printers did arrive. The CR10 minis did arrive. Some 3D printing news there. What do I think of them? Phenomenal little fucking printers that they are. I really like them. What are my thoughts on GearBest? Here we go. So the CR10 minis, I really did a research on the new printers. I really liked what they were doing. I was going to go, honestly, with the budget that I was given. I got a bonus from work, so I was able to put the money into a new 3D printer. Unfortunately, the Vinci 1.0, if you're noticing, the camera's a lot lower because the Vinci would sit a lot higher. And I ended up going with I was going to go with the CR10S, just because I had dual, Z screws, stuff like that, which the Robo does have. And I like that. There's some problems going on with the Robo. It's all encoding. I'm just trying to get all that squared away. But in general, I looked at the CR10S and I was like, okay, what's the big deal? How much can it print? The best thing is you're probably hearing the printer in the background if you're listening to the audio podcast of this. And it's being recorded on a new Zune H1 recorder. I'm going to move it here. It's doing auto adjust for me. This bad boy, I ended up picking it up for my birthday. I really needed a new recorder to do the podcast. Hopefully, guys, I sound a little better. I do apologize for the opening mic sound. I'm using the directional mics on this thing because apparently none of my lapel mics are working properly for it. Really fucked up there. I have no idea why. I even plugged them into the back and it wasn't working. I'll figure it all out. It's my first day using the Zune. But anyway, so I ended up, doing research. I was going to get the CR10S because I had to do lead screws, and everybody was like, oh my god, best printer on earth. And surprisingly, when I got the CR10 minis from GearBest, I searched around, like I said in the previous podcast, really did my research, searched around, and everybody was getting, review units and stuff like that. Um, Your Best, I have to say, in general, is a good company. I'm glad I found a company over in China that does really good distribution. Creality seems like they know what the fuck they're doing. There's some upgrades I do need to print for this DR10 Mini, such as the bed leveling thing would be a lot easier, so I'm not getting my hands stuck underneath. To be honest, my thoughts on bed leveling too with that, I'm going to go in that in a little bit later in detail, but just I like that you can level with screws instead of using an auto leveling system, because the auto leveling system can fuck you over, and you got to adjust um, the screws and this and that and everything else, and you're like, what the fuck? I thought I had this. I don't know. I still, when I got the printers, they were well packed, but I ended up getting them from DHL. Now, GearBest did a good job on getting back to me, but late, because I was supposed to get the printers like 2 weeks ago, earlier before. Like, I ordered it the 26th. I should have had them here by the 30th because of the shipping and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I chose, if you're going to go with GearBest, please, please, please either use priority or express shipping. Definitely use express because it will get here a lot faster. Customs, it landed in Cincinnati, so it took a couple of days because they were like, holy shit. There was some damages to the boxes, but that's to be expected because it's going through so much goddamn shipping. But it's so much easier to do the express shipping than it is the snail mail, which is like 7 days minimum and 19 days maximum. So if you're going to order from GearBest, I'm not claiming that they're a bad site at all. I'm just claiming knowing what you're going to get into because I kind of didn't really know what I was getting into. They were great. I mean, but it just took them a while to think, hey, Mr. Kasem, open mind, we're having a little trouble considering your package. You chose to choose 3-day shipping, 3 to 7 day shipping. The American priority line, however, they don't allow that due to the package size or what have you. I'm not sure the exact reason, but I've already spent I think it was like $70 just to get the 2 packages here. And I kind of really jumped on GearBest, and I was like, hey man, do you guys offer any kind of discounts? This is not under my control. This is on you guys. And they kind of really shimmied off, like, oh, we don't really offer discounts. Even before I made the order, they shimmied off we don't offer discounts, we apologize. But I really had to work toward them. I'm like, guys, listen, I'm trying to develop a good relationship with the company so I can develop a company. You need to, kind of step up your game a little bit. And they ended up, I think by the end of all the conversation, I ended up choosing express shipping because I can't wait 19 days because we're moving in just about another month and a half now to get everything done. I'm moving to my new location, my new home, my new actual home, and I'm excited. But it's I couldn't wait 19 days for to get a package here. But the CR10s were worth the wait. The pricing was really good. Now, I did go on Amazon, like I said in previous podcasts. I checked out the mono price, and that was like my second option. It was $220 no matter where you go. Mono price. And then when I looked into it more, everybody was like, hey, it's a great, it's phenomenal. And everybody on Instagram and all my 3D printer friends that do their businesses too have said the same thing. It's a great freaking printer. Just beware, you gotta make some upgrades. And I'm like, oh, what do I gotta do? What hasn't the company done? It seemed like they didn't add a cooling fan, they didn't add this, they didn't add that. I really like that. I'm like, okay, so I want the CR10S. Got a build platform of 300 by 300 by 400, holy shit, which is a 15.8 inches high, or 15 inches high. The CR10 Mini, which I really didn't know about. I really did some research. I'm like, I wanted a huge fucking bed, man. I was like, I got so tired of, not saying Robo has a horrible bed. Robo has like the second biggest bed that I've loved. Because it's better not to print overly large because you're wasting a lot of filament and time. And who the fuck knows if you're going to have lift on your prints. And then, there's a 15 to 20 hour print going down the drain. Your client is fucking bitching at you because, you got to get more filament because you ruined a 15-hour print. There's no such thing as 3D recycling just as yet. And I've been on that for the past couple months, like really researching it. There's ways, I'm pretty sure, I should hit up Waste Management to see if they have any offers to 3D solutions for 3D printer people. But that's all I know. Reedy Tech is the only one that has something coming around from Toronto, Canada. And they've already announced that they're starting to do pre-orders for their system. You can order, I think it's about $600. It has the grinder, it has the filament, loader, and all that kind of stuff, and then you can reload your old prints back into a spool and reuse your filament, so you're not overly killing the environment. You're using the same fucked up filaments as your support material and your other stuff. Now the blend might be different, so you want to make sure all your filament that you're using the same one, you're making sure that's all, separated carefully. But yeah, so I really did. I looked at the ZR10 Mini carefully, and I was like, okay, well, what are the biggest complaints? It does have one Z-rod, which is no problem to me. I like the bed size. It only prints, I believe, 11.8 high, 10 wide, and I want to say 8 inches in width. Pardon me. Not bad. Not a bad little thing. I really, once I put it together, I mean, it took me, if you're going to get them, be wary. Be very wary. Just go on YouTube, because there's people that put them together in like 2 seconds and they walk you right through it. The instruction manual fucking sucks. But everything is well labeled, like what, E for extruder, to where the cables need to go. Cable management's fine. The production of the printer is fine and really well built, surprisingly. Excuse me, I've been up since 8 o'clock this morning. Because I had to get a project done. I had a client I needed to get or something. But anyway, everything, the box, the LCD screen is pretty much the same board I'm using. I'm on the Robo, the rep board, the LCD board. Pretty much same board, makes same noises, all that kind of crap. Runs really fucking good. I haven't had a problem. I'm gonna see if there's any upgrades for the system, because I'm pretty sure you can go in and upgrade a few things. The one biggest complaint everybody's been complaining about is, the one biggest complaint that I would complain about is the Bowden tube. I do like Bowden tubes. I have one in the Robo, because it's a direct drive into the extruder, and it's going to a V6 hot end. These ones, yes, you can upgrade. I guess you can upgrade the extruders. The extruder seems to be running fine. It's got a 0.4 nozzle. The Bowden, though, because it's so damn long, takes forever for the fucking filament to go through it when you're loading or unloading your filament. So take your time. That's with any Bowden system. It doesn't load fast enough. I believe Ultimaker loads like the fastest one because it's got full Bowden. But yeah, it's a pain in the fucking ass. I just put some Ninja Semi-Flex in the printer now. I've been doing a print for about, I want to say 9 hours now. It's reprinting my hand grips and my crutches. And it's printing really freaking well. I had to make some adjustments to the G-code and turn down the extruder a little bit, fan a bit, and level the bed out really good. The bed's level is crazy. And I gotta say, I'm really liking the printer. It's smooth, it's quiet, you can barely hear it. If you are hearing anything, it's because the fan from the box, the power supply, your LCD board, stuff like that, and your motherboard, your main board, is all in this little box with fans blowing out, sucking all the hot air out, shit like that. And probably really quiet. I was able to sleep through it. Unlike this big guy here, it's kind of hard to sleep through it. It's running so fast because it's a fast printer. Prints really well. Really, really glad I got these damn printers. I ended up buying 2 of them, and I got them for $2.99 each. So that wasn't a bad deal. Now the problem, like I said, with GearBest was I had to spend more money, and I think my grand total came up to like $712. For most people, that's like holy shit. That's actually not bad. That was actually not bad. When I first got the Vinci 1.0, I paid about $500. So you do the math. I literally paid for my brand new printer. A brand new DaVinci 1.0, which I thought about getting. I thought about buying another DaVinci. I honestly did. And I was like, wow, glad I kind of didn't. But it's in the new hands of somebody else. This new guy's got it. I ended up going on Craigslist and selling it. I explained all the details. I wanted to use Craigslist again. I don't like Craigslist. It wasn't fun. It was fucking scary. But it was kind of weird how, you interact with people on there. You don't really know who you're selling to. Which kind of reminds me, like, when you were a damn kid and your parents used to want to die just to buy a car or sell a car, you had no idea who you were fucking driving to and shit. So your parents are like, hey, is that still for sale? So now it's all internet. You don't know who you're going to get robbed from, killed from, whatever. But, yeah, when I put it up on Facebook, there were, like, maybe 15 people looked at the offer. I even threw in a DaVinci XYZ scanner, which I said, fuck it, get rid of that too. And I took kind of a loss, but I ended up getting back what I paid for parts, and I could have made more money in parts. But Craigslist, yeah, it was getting strange, man. I already had the printers ordered, and they were coming DHL. Once I paid the extra $34 through PayPal for GearBest, so that was all well taken care of. But anyway, Craigslist was fucking strange, man, because I got told, I didn't even know this was a thing. Shows you how out of the loop I fucking am. So Craigslist, when you sign up and shit, I put everything on from Facebook and stuff like that. They go, oh yeah, just be wary, this is your login, blah blah blah. Also, do not accept fucking cashier's checks of any kind. So apparently the scam goes like this, a scam that I didn't even know fucking happens. So apparently, and I didn't fall for it. I'm not a dumbass. Because, like, I was reading the grammar and shit. I read a lot of emails for business and shit, so I can tell if you're, trust me, I look into your shit. If I'm dealing with you directly, I'm going to deal with your shit. But I looked at the grammar and some words were misspelled, and I'm like, why is this person, like, calling me, not even calling, like, me like a real person? It's like, hey, is that electronic thing still for sale? And it's like, okay, the electronic thing for sale? And I was like, reading it, and I'm like, yeah. Yeah, man, and they would text me back in 20 minutes later. Yeah, fine with the price and fine with the. So I would write back real quick like, hey, have you read the description, and they would just write back really fast, not even fast, read the description, everything's fine, you might not believe me, but I'm a merchant and I'm gonna have a picker come pick it up. I'm fine with the price and everything. I'm gonna write you a check. How's that? And I thought about it. I'm like, Craigslist told me not to fucking accept checks, so I'm not going to accept checks. Then I told a friend, I was like, hey man, I asked Mike, I was like, have you used Craigslist before, or do you use checks? He's like, oh, don't do that. So he was like, okay, cool. He's like, why, have you gotten hit? I was like, yeah, I got 3 hits already. And he's like, what did they all say? One guy said he was interested, cash, maybe, I'll think about it. That went away. He's like, nah, forget about it. So I knew that was a real fucking person. I had 13 fucking spammers write me the same thing. Then I had one guy like, you don't want to take a check? Oh, come. He's like, you'll have the money tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So apparently how the scam works, you ask for the amount you want. They say, give me your address, blah, blah, blah. They fucking certify you a check from the bank or whatever bank they fucking got. It's more for the amount that you are offering. Don't fucking cash it. I keep hearing, I went on YouTube and I was like, okay, what's up with this scam? But I really didn't know much about it. And some of them are really real. Some of the scammers will fucking literally talk your ear off and be like, oh, come on. So you'll get this real fucking check. Some of them aren't even real checks. They're scanned checks, really fucking photoshopped. Some of them are, Western Union and shit. And then the minute you say, don't cash it, every bank is like, don't cash it. Because the minute you cash it, say it's $200, they send you $800. You cash it, and then they go, oh, I sent money to you, I need that money back, and then you have to fucking go into your account because your account knows this, and you're now in the negative because you said you had 800. So I guess that's how the scam works. I didn't know. So after 13 fucking spammers started getting a hold of me, this guy, and I was funny because I was looking up another scam. I was looking up a fucking scam on YouTube for some reason. I was like, let me look at this fucking scam thing, because I was like, you know what? I actually had a guy on our XYZ page get a hold of me, because I was like, I'm on the page for troubleshooting and stuff. And the dude got a hold of me. He was a real dude, on Facebook and stuff. We started shooting the shit. And he goes, hey man, I'm having an issue. Does anybody know out there in the community about the extruders? And I'm like, yeah, I chimed in. I'm like, yeah, dude, I had the same issue before. Check your motor, like that. He was like, done that. So he started shooting the shit with me, real chill dude. We started talking about real stuff, and so I was like, hey man, let me throw this on let me throw the fucking Facebook thing on the community and see what people think. He hit me back immediately. He was like, hey, so you're selling your printer? And I was like, yeah. He's like, what's up with it? So I told him. He was like, listen, would you be willing to sell a part from it? I'm like, yeah, I would. And somebody else tried to, would you be able to sell this part? I'm like, yeah, I would. I was like, but I'm trying to get rid of the whole fucking printer, guys, for this for $200. So I dropped the price down because I'm like, I dropped it from $200 down to $180, then down to $150 because I was like, fuck it. I was like, I want to get rid of this ASAP. I don't want to see this because the TR10s are coming. Let's get rid of it. And 2 guys I was chatting with on Facebook, I'm sorry guys, you knew. I let them know ahead of time. So I'm literally checking out a YouTube video. All of a sudden I get a text through my business number stating that, hey man, is that literally a real voicemail, this guy, Hey, is the XYZ printer still available? If so, please text me back immediately. Da-da. So I was like, yeah, man, it's still available. He goes, yeah, I'm fine with the price. Consider it sold, please. So I was like, all right, man, like, where you at? I kind of trying to, like, don't to be rude, but where you located? And he told me where he was located. And I'm like, all right, I know exactly where that is, kind of. He goes, any chance we can pick it up tomorrow because I have tomorrow off? And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. This guy seems legit. So I started talking to him, texting him more. Yeah, he was legit. He was legit. He was like, hey man, I was like, let me text you in the morning, some more details. I was like, did you read the description? Read it like 3 times. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it, please. Like, don't sell this fucking printer. I was like, all right, man, I have like 3 buyers already wanting parts. He's like, please, like, don't sell it. So I was like, all right, man, you got till tomorrow. Like, if nothing else, whatever. So I get up early in the morning. I'm like, hey, man, I'm gonna be free around 12. If you want to come down to the Orlando area, I'm gonna be here. So I was kind of coy where I lived and shit like that, which as you should be fucking as coy as possible. Don't tell them like we want until like have them meet you, fucking meet up, you know. And the shitty part is I conceal carry, so I was packing, I was holding my firearm and shit like that. But the guy ended up being cool. We texted immediately. He said, "Hey man, are you still? Is it still a go? I'm on my way to your area. Please, we still good? Yeah, man, we're still good." He goes, "I'm ready." So I told him where I was. I gave him my address. I didn't tell him told him where to look. And then when he got closer and he said, "Hey, I'm out," whatever, I met up with him and a real nerd guy, a programmer. Apparently his first 3D printer, and I sat out on my porch with him. And we spoke for about a good 45 minutes about the printer, what was wrong with it, what he should do. And I'm hoping he hasn't called me back or anything, so I'm hoping everything's good. He already had a plan to flash the motherboard. He already has a new motherboard he wants to put into it and rebuild it. So he's looking forward to, building a printer. I'm hoping it's going to treat him right. So I ended up giving him a cartridge and a fresh, not a fresh cartridge, a thing of PLA, but XYZ PLA. And I told him where he can get some stuff. We ended up just shooting the shit. So yeah, my Craigslist experience went pretty well. Like, I just know now not to fucking, don't accept checks at all. PayPal either. Like, be careful of PayPal. I mean, you can decline the PayPal account too, so you can. But yeah, don't be fucking stupid. Come on now. But it's crazy. I asked Mike and everybody, and my mom goes, "You ever use Craigslist again?" I said, "No, I fucking put that shit off the market." I told the guy though. He goes, "You really had 3 buyers?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're my fourth buyer right now. I got people waiting on parts." Because the guy I was talking to on Facebook, he emailed back, XYZ, said, "Hey man, let me know what XYZ says to you because I'm really curious." I said, I told everybody on the community my situation. Everybody goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, man, I got fucking copies of emails and shit. Be careful. Guys, be really careful. A lot of guys are like, I flashed my 3 Vinci. I'm not really too worried. I'll eat it." But the guy, he needed his motor, ended up breaking for the extruder that pushes the filament through. They wanted to charge him a fucking $100 for a brand new extruder, like the whole new unit. And I'm like, you don't need the fucking whole unit. I was like, I'll send you the part myself, I'll take it off the goddamn printer myself and send it to you for $20-$30. He's like, I'd rather go through you. So unfortunately, I had to text him back immediately. Like, and he's like, today's the day. Like, is it gonna be sold? And he was like, text me when it sells, or if it doesn't sell, please. He and 3 other people had their fingers crossed. I had to text all of them back in a group, and I'm like, I'm sorry guys, it's just sold. Everybody was like, fuck. I'm like, I'm sorry guys. So everybody who the printer sold, I'm sorry. I apologize. XYZ does suck ass. I will never fucking go back to them. Well, will I? No, I probably fucking won't because they're not. They got their workman contracts. They can give you shits. But anyway, yeah, that's what's been going on with the 3D printing shit. I'm loving the fucking CR10s. They're amazing. Like I said, my only fucking complaint with them is the loading the filament through the Bowden and shit like that. The second one that I put together, like I said, it was hard to follow directions. It took about 3-4 minutes to put the printers together, just to test everything. Check your shit. Like, don't think it's just a click, and put it together. No, you're checking. I was like, I ended up following everybody's procedure. Like, one guy's like, literally check your shit. Like, once you get the printer together, check everything. He's like, don't you check the power supply just to make sure. I didn't undo them. I knew that their power supply, and it said passed because I checked the passcodes and everything like that. And everything did pass their quality control. And they were packed really well. It was just check all the nuts and bolts and shit like that because, and they take them apart. They shake and thing, and two of the bed screws came out, like the bed knobs came out. So I had to put those back on, and it took like 2 seconds to do that. But I checked all the nuts and T-bolts and shit like that, and tightened everything up, and they run smooth. They run great. The second one that I put together, the extruder where the filament goes through was clicking a little bit. I knew that damn sound, so I was like, it probably needs to be fucking oiled. Spray some 40 in there and let it go, and it let it run by itself, and sure enough, did the trick. Oiled the bearings, and I was good to go, man. So yeah, really happy. The printer's, like I said, quiet. Probably the best. All together, the printers were $500 for both of them, $299 each. From Gearbest, and then the shipping fee, the extra shipping fee to get them here express, which I recommend. Like I said, if you're gonna order from Gearbest, do the express shipping if you live in the States. That way they get through fucking customs faster. They do warn you about custom fees. If I might be getting a letter from fucking customs, I don't know, but customs, they went right through customs with no issues. It sat there for like maybe an hour to 2 hours, getting scanned or whatever. So it did well, and they got here well packed. They give you a 6-month warranty with Gearbest, or Creality gives you a 6-month warranty, and a year, I think a year for like minor parts and shit that break on the printer. But on the SD card, there's a lot of reprinting shit that you can reprint, like the extruder stuff and stuff like that, the shrouds and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. How does it print? Let me show you. So right here is a 3D print. This is PLA. This is the PLA I've been having a lot of damn issue with Alan Lincoln, who gave me the PLA. This is PLA. It's printed at 0.2 layer height. Printed really good. There was a lot of rafting here that was on the print. I did literally take a lot of that off and then sand a little bit and clean it up. But this is for a client, and it says in my vocals, my actual vocals, "You make me smile." This will be getting dropped off tomorrow for a client. I guess it was for Valentine's Day. I ended up spending. I want to take a big thank you to Michael Pernesco, the guy who does our OMI logo, and our multimedia. He helps me out with the website and stuff like that, and really guides me through some shit that I don't, understand. But yeah, this is really fucking cool. It's printed at about 0.2. Took about 4 hours to print. It could take less now because now I know what the hell to do. It could probably take under an hour. But really decent, beautiful quality. It's probably going to be molded or stuck on a piece of, inside a frame, like in fabric, I'm guessing, or painted. So this, the client was not expecting, but once I showed what we could do with the 3D printer, they were like, do it. How big can your printer print? I told them I said I could print like 11 high. They're like, print it like that. And I was like, I can't. So I did the 10, 10 in length. And it printed out really freaking good. And that was that. Yeah, I mean, it prints really freaking good in the boat and everything. That's my only complaint with the 3R10. Parts are readily available. The community seems amazing. What else do I have to say about it? Not fucking much, man. I mean, yeah, for the price and such, people were busting my balls the other night. I borrowed 3D printing. It was an amazing person who did the hand grips for the crutches of mine. Did them for Christmas or Thanksgiving, I believe. Sent me a pair of her own style of them, reprinted them for me. She's such a sweetheart person, amazing. She goes, CR10s, really? I went, yeah. I said, I'm kind of like, no, but I'm liking them a lot. Which is like, the problem is I have no room up on my desk here. So they're out here in my room, printing on the floor until I move to the new place and get a bigger desk to put them. I am debating on putting enclosures in them. That way I can contain the heat and do nylon and keep the ABS up hot and stuff like that. Other than that, they print fucking wonderful. I would highly recommend them. I know Charles Huckabee from Chip 3D has them, and I watch a lot of his stuff, and he did some really good stuff like that. I'll put a link down to his video when I'm on YouTube, so y'all can see if you do the CR10 minis and shit, what you should do. To upgrade the knobs and stuff like that. And there's a little thing you put on the this D axis so you can actually twist it, and the extruder goes up and down, so it's easier to kind of make some adjustments and stuff like that. Other than that, man, the printer, like, I'm having a ball with it. I got to print some modifications, small modifications. There's nothing really I need to modify. There's just a few things that I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, easy to put together. I really just wish, from Creality standpoint, better directions, maybe a video or just kind of a better how-to guide. Because I was looking at it and I'm like, oh my god, your fucking descriptions are horrible. But it's a China company. What can I say? But other than that, it's a really solid printer, really machined well. They're learning the lessons, and that's a good thing, fucking great thing. I mean, I used to say XYZ was like the best fucking printer you could probably get for your bang for your buck, but Creality looks like they're it. Sadly, Amazon's a lot really fucking expensive. They're overpriced on Amazon a little bit, so if you want to go with a cheaper knockoff, I guess it's the same printer. I think the one on Amazon, I guess it's under the King something. They're the actual licensed sellers of Creality. In the U.S. Apparently they have a U.S. market here, so apparently I guess you have to go through them if you're on Amazon. But like even the fucking Mini, I wanted to get the Mini, and the Mini was like over $400 for one Mini, and I ended up getting fucking two Minis for $500 from China, and I was like, okay, just spend the extra fucking $100 and get them here with Granted, you have to pay for the damn shipping. They recommend insurance on them, so I ended up getting with insurance, which is a tracking code, barcode number through UPS or DHL, whoever you go through, and then you got to pay for the express or standard shipping. When you add all that together, that's not too fucking bad. I mean, granted, I paid about now $712 for both of them, but when you do the math, that's about the price of a DaVinci Pro, a brand new DaVinci Pro. For $500 for the, with tax, it would be $600 for the DaVinci or XYZ, or not XYZ, fucking Robo R1. So I mean, I really made out. I mean, I was like, oh wow, yeah, I'm loving it. I mean, I highly recommend it to you guys. Alright, let me get off the fucking tangent of that, and I'm probably going to call the podcast. I'm probably boring the shit out of some of you guys with the fucking 3D printing stuff, but most people wanted to know, how are the new printers, how are they adjusting, how are you liking them, and I'm liking them. I've been busting people's balls. I was working on the side project, and everybody was like, how do you like your CR10? I'm like, love it. Love it. I was like, good choice. Glad I didn't go with the mono price. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody who has it. There's a couple guys on my Instagram page that have the mono prices, and they recommend them, because I was like, hey guys, quick question, what would you recommend? And everybody goes, mono price is really good, Ollie, but you have to make a lot of upgrades to blah. And I need the hand grips for my crutches, and the highest they could print was like 120 millimeters, which is the fucking same size as the hand grip that I have for one of my crutches, and I'm like, oof. I was like, yeah, I need to go higher, a little bit higher than that. So, it is what it is. I think I made the right choice, and then I had to go into the damn printer and not upgrade too much things or put new fans on, shit like that. Other than that, I'm happy with the choice. We'll see what happens in the future. What's been going on? I didn't get a chance to play any Monster Hunter. Lately, been working on open mind stuff. Trying out the new Zoom, ended up getting that. So it was cool. I got the Zoom, and then I got the new 3D printers. What a birthday. It seems amazing already. Like I said, it's been an amazing fucking year. I'm turning 32, and I'm like, wow. What have I done with my life? I got friends that are going to college, and they're $1 million in debt. And they're just like, I was like, hope your degree works. Oh, it will. And I'm like, what'd you go in for? Biological blah blah. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So, it tells me a lot with what I've been doing with Open Mind and what I plan on doing with it. Granted, I wish I was making more money. Hopefully, now with the new ventures with some friends that do makeup and stuff like that, and need somebody who does 3D printing reliably and affordably. Hopefully, I get more clients and clientele. If you guys want 3D printed stuff, hit us up on the Open Mind page. We're on Facebook. Hit us up at Open Mind Industries. And I offer some really good stuff. I only charge about $10 an hour when I set up the print, get everything set up for you, orientated, fixed. And the minute I print it, it becomes a lot cheaper. It's $5 an hour because I'm literally keeping an eye on your print, checking your shit. And like I said to my client I had the other day, she was great. I said she's a maker too. She does makeup artistry and stuff like that for celebrity stuff on her and said the Park at Universal and stuff like that. I can't give her name away. One of them. And she, she knows what it's like to be a maker and undercharge and overcharge. So I made sure because she was so good to me to give her, an extra 5% off the bills. So I was like, hey, she's like, no, charge me what you would charge. Like, add everything in, add your material, add your time, all that shit. And, so I just want to let you guys know if you're looking for some really good 3D printing services, and just somebody to really be upfront with you, go to me, man. Go to me, or I can recommend somebody who's really good. Yeah, don't get over fucking charged. I was telling my girlfriend about a company that does 3D printing professionally, and just a fucking, like, a little Marvin, like a Marvin, it was like, I think it was like $7-8. Um, 7 or 8 or $10, I believe it was. And I'm like, God damn, that's expensive for that. Well, yeah, they're a company. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, Jesus Christ. I was like, what the fuck are they charging now? How much that? Why that? I haven't really been on my 3D hubs. I need to go back on 3D hubs and kind of get my name out there again and check out my mini factory. We're on there also. But my goal is to offer you guys reliable printing, have fun with you guys, and just all around be a decent guy. If you have a con going on, you're like, shit, I'd like to get this gun printed out. Or the problem is when I do new 3D printing, I'm going to be adding a $5 add-on because I want to start tipping. I want to start tipping the makers. I really want to treat the makers right. Like I said in the last episode, there was a thing about Bitcoin and people stealing models and shit like that. I'm about giving quality. It says on Thingiverse and my mini factory to give credit where credit is due. So when you're allowed to use a model, you're allowed to use it and let it print it. But when you start posting it and saying, "Hey, I made this," you didn't really make it. The model maker made it. Please give them credit. So you gotta put their tags on. This was made by so and so. This is where you can find it. Please give them credit. So I'm going to be starting adding like a $2 add-on fee to my prints because I want to tip the makers. So when I get a model for you, you find the model. I would like to share the wealth. I'd like to make sure the makers and the model makers are getting their due fucking payment. This only seems right. I know what it's like not to get paid. You're making a model for 7 days and fixing all the thing. Pay the model makers. Pay them. There was a stupid article today, or not today, I was on Facebook, my friend posted something about this, they had some dinner and they went to like a restaurant, and instead of tipping them, they're like, oh, so we're gonna give you $20 put on the bill instead of actually writing it down on the thing, so you can actually, not have to claim it in taxes. And then I chimed in, I tip I do like 20 to 22%. That's my average tip. I don't tip any lower. It's just me. That's how high I tip. I think it's more than fair. I have friends that are servers, and I was like, is that fair? And they're like, yeah, that's fucking more than fair. I was like, some girl was like, you tip how much? I was like, 22%. That's fucking more than fair what you just got. God damn. I was like, what are you, a fucking millionaire? I'm like, no, not really, but I believe in like what you guys do. It sucks. So anyway, they go in and they're like, oh, so you don't get taxed, blah, blah, blah. And my old boss, who I, work with too, he does insurance now, like life insurance and shit. And he's just like, times it on the page, and he's like, that's still taxed. That's considered a gift. And they still gotta claim that. And I'm like, yeah, they do. So my thing was like, moral of the fucking story, just tip your waitress well. Moral of the fucking story. You want them not to get fucking taxes hard? Tip them higher. And they're like, oh, okay. And it's like, but I listened to my buddy posted. It was like, it was interesting because he was like, what do y'all think of this? And we all chimed in on it. And this what it is. So like same thing as makers and 3D modelers. Like tip them. Make sure they're taken care of. Because we need good model makers. We need good builders. Stuff like that. In the 3D printing community. Because if we don't have that, if you're a cosplayer and you're trying to get some really good fucking art done, but you don't know how to do it, and somebody's like, hey, I'm willing to build it for you, but I'd like to make a little bit of funds, tip me if you can. Isn't that just somewhat seem fair? But it is what it is. I mean, that's going to be my thing with 3D printing services and shit. Like I said, I didn't think I'd be doing a fucking podcast a year and a half ago. when I nailed 31 years old, I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing a fucking podcast. I think this is fun. I thought they were expensive. They can be. I saw where they can be expensive for storing your shit. All my shit is on Libsyn. I have an actual hard drive with all my, a double duplicate hard drive of all my audio, so I own all the audio. The video I don't really give two fucks about. I just put it on YouTube for you guys. Yeah, I could go on Patreon and keep charging you motherfuckers for this, but I'm like, you know what? Why would I do that? I want you guys to be able to watch it for free. But if y'all want to donate in any which way you think, use the Amazon link, use the fucking Lyft link, use all those links, and I get shipped. You know, the Amazon link would help because would save me on the contract. Keep signing up for these fucking contracts. At Patreon, $1 a month it's nothing. You know, that would pay for the podcast for everybody. But I would highly appreciate that because it would give me more time to edit and stuff like that. So I'm making some cash to pay the credit cards off and stuff like that. And work hard at what I'm trying to build for prototypes and stuff like that. Things are coming in the works. You know, 32 is coming up, and I'm just like, I'm excited. I'm glad, you know, I got to do so much this year and learned a fuck of a lot. It's just like, holy shit, I wish I could study more. I'm learning more by my CADs. I'm having a lot more fun. And I don't want to turn the fucking jet engines off. I don't plan on doing that. I plan on doing more podcasts. I plan on doing more video reviews. It's just getting my ass into do it, get in better shape again, as I do always. But, yeah, it's been a great fucking year. And you guys have been amazing. And people have been amazing into the podcast. And, it's been fun, and I'm just grateful for all that. And, you know, 32's coming up. I'm hoping to make this an amazing fucking year. What do I have planned for tomorrow? Because it's going to be my birthday. So, tomorrow, definitely some Denny's in the morning for free breakfast. Going to hit some Walt Disney World because I have an annual pass over there. And then, probably going to hit the fun spot. I did a quick poll on Facebook. I asked my friends, I was like, where should I go tomorrow for my 32nd birthday? And everybody goes, so I have like 11 to 15 people go, yeah. And then more go, yeah. So far the fun spot place is winning. But we're still going to go to Disney for a little bit and then head over to fun spot later on during the day. And I should have a great birthday. Tomorrow I will do another podcast. I'm going to sign off here. And I just want to thank you guys so much. It's been an amazing year. Thanks for making 31 amazing. And thanks for tuning in. I'm hoping the rambling didn't kill you. But hopefully this was your white noise to start something, build something, guide something. In about 15 minutes, I'll be turning 32. And I want to wish you guys a happy Valentine's Day. I will talk to you tomorrow because I plan to do a podcast on my birthday. Wishing you guys all the best. Keep an open mind. Have a good one. See ya.